popping is Bobby Smooth, aka Bonez.
In the building.
I know.
And then Bella Podcast, where you at? You know, tell us where you at.
Hey, I'm in Florida. The beautiful
Hey.
sunshine, y'all.
Yes,
Working. You guys know me?
Get your own mic.
Get to it.
All right, so you guys got any questions y'all want to ask them? Or first of all,
Where are you from?
there you go.
How about that?
Where I'm from, I was born in New York. I was raised in Florida. So, until now, been up here like since '07. So,
How long? Oh wait. How long have you been? How long have you been doing music for?
well, technically, I've been doing music like my whole life. My father was a musician. He played the drum. So I actually started with instruments and bands and stuff like that. And later on, like I just figured everything I was learning and everything I knew I could do with my voice. So I did the rapping thing.
What inspired you to rap? Who inspired you to rap?
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay, hence the name Bone.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Bone Thugs and Harmony. My father, like I said, he was a musician, so it wasn't just one genre with him. But when he did listen to hip hop, he listened to Bone Thugs and Harmony. I just remember reciting everything to him, like all the words and stuff like that. And then some movie came out, some gospel movie. The guy was rapping just as fast and sing gospel. They told me to do that thing with that. I did it. And he's like, oh, I think you serious.
So, Bones,
Yo.
as we know, we were raised together, Rahway, New Jersey. Shout out to Rahway.
Rahway.
Let me ask you this, actually. What made you want to be a rapper out of all the things you could have been?
It was like a very unique way to incorporate everything I've learned music-wise into one thing. It's my voice. Like, you know what I mean? And to me, it's not just rapping. I don't just rap. I don't just sing. I try to incorporate everything from like rapping as cases. I learned how to play French horn, the trumpet. Those is melodies. You know what I mean?
Wait. You learned how to play the French horn, and I'm just finding out about this?
Yeah, that's something I run around bragging.
That's what you
Around her body.
Gotta go whoop your ass.
We're not childhood friends no more, yo.
I came up here late in my childhood. But yeah.
Slacker.
So it's going to incorporate everything I can do, like, you know what I mean?
So, what genre would you say is your music?
That's the crazy thing. I don't really, it's hard for me to say. I try to let other people say it because I just make I make music on how I feel at the time. You know what I mean? Everything's very, like, just my mood. And
The moment.
How you feel right now? Go ahead, spit something for me, please.
Oh,
Healer.
Oh.
Damn.
And you better not be mad at me, because if so, I'm coming back next week.
I need a beat or something because it's kind of nervous in here. It's just kind of crazy coming in here earlier.
Put a beat on.
Yeah, put a beat on. That's like another thing. That's like another thing, a very important thing of what I do with my music. It's like it'll kind of be like me impossible without music because the music kind of puts me in the mood, whatever the mood is.
Right.
Depending
you know what I
on
mean?
It's like
how you feeling that day.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Can I just say I'm still waiting on some bars over here in Florida? I'm not hearing that.
What you say?
You breaking up.
What you say?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I said, where them bars at?
Damn. She said she wanted to hear the bars. She's not playing.
Where them bars at?
Just
I mean, you
can
can play it, I guess. You don't
I
like
can
rap
play
or
some. That's
whatever.
definitely. I can play some. Did the music loaded up anywhere? Or?
No, just pull it up on your phone.
Alright, I'll pull it up.
So while Bones is doing that, I will say I have known Bones now for over 10 he is a very good friend of mine, but he is an amazing artist. I believe so. And he has definitely been a huge support for myself and a lot of other people. So shout out to you for all of that.
Thank you. I appreciate
On the
it.
videos y'all be seeing on the on my podcast page, it be him speaking, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see you. I be like, send it to me right now. Get your story, give me my storyline. Tag.
You kind of like where you want to go with it.
Can we just acknowledge how beautiful Florida is? Can we acknowledge that?
The view is beautiful.
Oh, you want bars, right? You said bars, right?
Bars.
You want bars? I know Yeah. You know my daddy, shoot you dead in your face. You will never get more than that face. In the best way. Right. Back up the roadway, we trapping out the hallway. We haven't posted all day. But I stay away, put the vowels in our face. So it's real when we talk like we slipping on lace. And we stay rooted up, we vibing off ecstasy. Just like, then a nigga bitch twice. Day and night. Fuck a fight. Perhaps that was what we need that for. We got these steel pipes straight on. Lay a nigga down, but it's face grind. Ain't right. They got two bodies now, but who's counting? My base from. But she said they had it because the sun would bite down. Nobody down. You know, but now it's nothing. Off the expensive and filthy bitches pushing and hoping that a nigga change the life of bitch you bugging. Say soft in your stomach. Really think I give a fuck? I'm quick bars. It's some quick bars. That's a bar song.
You was that too. You was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh.
that shit down.
You put time and patience to that shit.
Nah,
Shit was hot.
Okay, so let everybody know where you can find your music.
Right now I'm on YouTube. You gotta follow me on my YouTube channel. It's Young and Bonez. Young and with an apostrophe and space Bonez. You find me there. All my music's there. Or you can just come to my Instagram. Very much easy at y_p_smooth. And just follow the link in the bio. Bring you up to all the music is about. Parts.
Word. So tell me a little bit, Bones. Where do you do all of your music right now? Because I know you're an up and coming artist. Are you signed to anybody? You doing your own thing? What's going on with that?
I'm not signed to anybody. I do everything myself. Like, you know, the people around me, whether it's my girl, whether it's my friends, whether basically whoever's around me and wants to help at the time. Because like I said, everything's in a mood, emotion. Like, you know what I mean? I have to be in the mood to do this. I have to be in the mood to do that. It's very hard for me to not be in the mood and do something. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm like kind of pushing it, like forcing it.
Right.
And when it's forced, it doesn't come out. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
You can't think too hard.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
It just gotta come natural.
So basically like that.
Okay, that's what's up. So any up and coming projects? We got anything coming out? You want to tell the viewers anything?
Yeah, like, well, right now I'm rocking off the YouTube with my I make like little compilations of my playlists. I'm actually coming out with ABLS 2, ABLS 1, ABLS, which was my very first solo project that I came out with, which was just a year ago. Like, that's another thing unique about this. Like, I have been doing music. I was signed to other people. I was messing with other people in other situations. Things didn't really go nowhere. But I fell off, but I kind of backed off a lot. Like, you know what I mean? And just jump back in with it. Like, I'll just do everything myself, and hopefully either I accomplish it by myself or get picked somewhere and we accomplish it together, like type shit. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what the thing about being an independent artist and not signed to anyone is? When you do get signed to somebody, they already know where you're at. You're not starting. They can't just do anything with you. And I really respect it because a lot of people don't understand when you're up and coming, you're signed to somebody. They really have more control of you than you think. And as an independent artist, with no, not being signed to anybody, you have more of a chance to really just be yourself.
Word.
Absolutely, like 100%. Be yourself, your own style. You're not forced to wear this, do this, and you come into your own as an artist. And I really commend you because trust and believe with Bella Podcast and me doing this solo, it's not easy, but I get it done, and I commend anybody, including anybody who's creative, with young staff, creative control. And I commend you because it's very hard not only to be a creative artist, but have the creative control mentality.
Yeah.
And for that,
it's a lot of discipline. Yeah. Word up. Like I said, it's a lot of discipline. You don't even have to be doing this right now, but it's you dedication, discipline. You know what I mean? It is that. You know what I mean? It's cool.
So what do you think about my guests for the show today? How they doing? Tell me how my guest stars.
They don't go. You got to see it. I got to do it.
No, don't do that.
Don't say that, but.
Conversation was flowing like.
But nah, they dope. They cool. It's cool. It's a dope situation. I do.
I know they is. I know this.
I feel like what I got going on over here. This pretty dope.
Huh?
I said this shit's pretty dope over here. I do like what y'all got going on. Yeah, this shit.
Appreciate the love. So tell me one thing. Who's the most influential person in your life as an artist? Like, who motivates you? What's the one song you'll just put on and be like, I'm having a really crappy day, or I need some motivation? Who's the one artist in the industry you will jam to in the shower and call, whatever? Who is it and why?
Right.
It changes. It depends on my mood. Like, it really depends.
Moods and the artist. What?
I really don't have a top five. Like,
clearly somebody inspired you, so you had someone.
He said already both of them.
Like inspired me to rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like right now, I would say who's like a big thing. Like okay,
so
what's
who's
dope?
Right now?
Right now, I rap with Trippie Redd. I like what Trippie Redd did. He did a lot of.
Wrong answer. You're supposed to say me. Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Hey, yo.
You feel me? Like my fault, but you feel me? Like that's just a lot of vibe, and it's not even his style. It's just like exactly like it's like an emotion.
Right.
There's a beat. There's music playing without the music, without the words. The music is an emotion by itself. The words are supposed to enhance it and flow well with it and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what I do with my. I don't go in the studio. I'm gonna make a ass shaking song. I'm gonna go in the studio and make a drill song. No, I just go in the studio and it's like literally I just go get somewhere. Oh, this how I'm feeling. This comes out like you know what I mean?
Yeah, but one thing is I'll say this, Bonez, is you started off with poetry. For all of the viewers that don't know, you didn't do music at first. You did poetry. Why did you switch from? I mean, I'm not gonna say switch because being an artist it is kind of poetry. But what made you go from just being a poet instead of a poet, just a writer, to a poet into the music?
I think that's just like the phases of getting into being like, especially just a rapper or anybody with any vocals. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I couldn't have been a kid and listening to Trippie Redd like, yeah, I want to be into the music shit just like that. It wouldn't work with me. Like, you know what I mean? It's because I came in and I've learned a whole bunch of instruments. Then I learned a way to express what I'm really feeling down in certain formats that it's called poetry. Then I learned a way to like, you know what, I know I can put this onto this music and they think it's dope as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like I started off battling. I cannot battle right now. Probably save my life. Like, you know what I mean? I battle somebody right now. Like, damn, but I'm like, nah, check this. You hear my song, but like, this shit is crazy. Like, hold on, this shit is hard as fuck to do. Like, yeah, it's just like, you know what I mean? But like, battling is a form of poetry. You know what I mean? You have to be able to say this in a certain way. And you have people's attention and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
No, absolutely. No, most definitely. You know what? It's amazing how, you haven't really been doing this really, really long, and you've already built your platform.
I appreciate that because sometimes I need to hear that shit because I be stressing like a motherfucker. Like, yo, this shit going crazy. But, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, I know everything's going off numbers, but I feel like this, like, deep down, like, my father was a musician. He had a drum set in his house until he passed. Like, you know what I mean? Not, he was out, wasn't doing shows. He did his time doing it. I feel like that with me in the studio is like, I had to go get the studio. Like, you know what? I'm going to always have a vocal studio, even though it's a studio in my house, because whether at the end of the day, that's how I feel, because it's off my emotions and everything's off my moods, whether I make it or not. That's how I felt.
Man, let me
That
tell you
song's
something about this man's house. You
know what I mean?
go through the driveway. This man will be playing speakers, and you feel like you're at a club. I walk in the door, I be like, "What the phone? Where you at?" I have to text you. Like, yo, where you at?
I appreciate that. Yeah. It's the tag. I ain't gonna lie. Like, since I got like that Bonez tag, everybody loves that Bonez tag. Like, they're just screaming it. That trips me out because people like see me and they scream that, and that's like, yo, like that's fucking crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I remember when I like, she remembered when I was in school, I was like really thinking this shit. Like, nah, you gonna call me that? This is my name. Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause I wasn't from up here, so I was like, nah, I gonna call me that. So now it's like,
we're not gonna say your name on the air, but you know, the only time I call you Bonez is off the rest. Other than that, you're going to come out. He be like, "Yo, stop!" Like, nope.
it's just I heard my name, Bonez.
Damn.
We family. There's levels. That ain't it. That ain't it. You Bonez until you ain't Bonez no more. I'd be like, "Yo, come here." Oh my God, stop doing that. Nope, I don't care.
Look at you.
Bonez.
Yes, sir.
See this girl have Bonez, baby. You ready now?
Let me ask you though, where did Bonez come from? Like the name.
What happened?
The name Bonez. What made you go with that? And it's with a Z. Why don't you spell it for the viewers? Because it's not with an S.
Okay. Bonez, yeah, I'm very big on that too. Like, I won't text you back if Bonez with an S. I won't text you back, like, bro, that's not my name. Who's you talking to? Nah, Bonez. Okay, so the influence for me, even wanting to rap, even any type of anything like that, was Bone Thugs and Harmony. My father, like, I'm like, whatever. So those are the Bones. My middle name is Ariah, and that's with a Z. And every time I used to sign my name, it's J. You know what I mean? So it was like, all right, Bones with a Z. Like, and it stood out. Like, you know what I mean? That was my whole point. I never wanted to fit in. Like, you know what I mean? I always want to stand out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's and like the full name.
You stand out.
That's the point. That's the fucking point. I want people to remember me. You know what I mean? But like the full name though, like I went with the YB Smooth. I feel like that's like kind of like the three main stages that I went through in my life, and that's kind of got me to where I'm at now. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Watch for young. I was young as hell, and a bunch of older heads, and they all called me young. So you know what I mean? They wouldn't even call me Bones. They called me young. Bro, the beats for Bones, obviously, keeping that. And then Smooth was like I went through a period where it was like, you know what I'm trying to. Not in a period. It's kind of part. It's kind of part of me now too. Like there's certain shit where I would react a certain way. I know I would have reacted a certain way. Now it's like, you know what? Now I just gotta just all right.
You just gotta.
You know what I mean?
Take that in.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like take on the chin or whatever.
Okay. So you have, but you don't. Do you do anything else other than that?
Say that again.
I said I know you do music, but is there anything else you do on the side?
Everything's music, basically. Like I record people, I mix and master. I do little videos for you if you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like I basically, I don't know. It's just me being creative. And if you want to rock with me and you see something I do and you think you know what I mean? You like it, you want to rock with you. I will figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely don't charge an arm and a leg for nothing because I just like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I do have a passion for it. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, it's gonna be with me whether I made it or not. It's gonna be part of me forever. Like, you know what I mean?
So what are you trying to pursue with a legacy for yourself? If you could say, if I make it, and this is no, you will make it. Screw that. when you make it in the industry,
But I think
and
it-
I see you in
Sure.
Hollywood, and you doing your thing, what's one thing you want to sit back and say you made a legacy for yourself? What's the one thing out of all the things that you can have a legacy for? What is it?
I think it would be like a recording studio.
Say it again.
A recording studio, like, because I remember how hard it was for me to record. You know what I mean? When I wanted to record, and just having this, because like right now it's at my house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if I go to a hotel room, it's at that hotel room. And if I go, it could be in your car. Like, you know what I mean? I could have brought it with me right now. I could have put it in my book bag. I could have brought it here. The whole one is like, you know what? I want to have basically something like this, like to have a space. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what?
You gonna get that book.
I go, fuck with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
You taking
the
leaps, you gonna get there. You gonna get there, don't worry.
Like, that's exactly like how he's feeling. Like, you know what I mean? And I just mean just walking around raw. Like, you know what I mean? Just walking around raw. Like, it's like, yo. Niggas say,
Well, we're going to talk about walking around Broadway, mister. I haven't talked to you. Oh, yeah, let's go there. I hadn't talked to him. I haven't talked to him in years. And I was driving my car, and I was like, boom! He was going crazy. Like, who the hell was that? I did, first of all, I'm a good driver. I did the most illegal thing that day. And I think I was too. But my point. Wait, first off, let me say something with Bones. Is usually most people when they see someone doing a crazy U-turn walk away from the car. Nah, he want to be like, who's that? Who the hell is coming to this? Bones got you like, hey. But yeah, Bones walk everywhere. That's one thing I'll say. I'll be driving real quick. I'll make the most illegal U-turns. We're not gonna say that in public again, but I'm a good driver. I have a very good record.
My thing is, I just got to get to where I got to get to when I got to get there. I don't
Subway,
got time
somehow,
to be
boy.
waiting.
I'll be on some rollerblades. Like,
I realize, like, I get it. Like, well, I guess I get it. Like, okay, you're giving me rides, so I, it's on it, and I'll be mad about it. You'd be like, people get attitudes. I guess I get it now. It's like, yo, I'm doing this for you, but now I'm like, no, I can get that, yo.
Right.
right. Like without you,
like why should it's like, you know what I mean? I holler at you.
That's say we late. But that's a pride right there. Like I would eat.
No, absolutely.
I appreciate like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like thank you.
Yeah.
But don't hold that against me.
Right, like what you want?
Right.
Say none of that. Just you can't inconvenience people and understand that too. So it's just like, you know what? It's I ain't inconvenience people. Same thing with the music. I don't know. That's one thing I can say about, like, it's only been like a year time, but that's something I can really stand on and actually feel good about it. Like, yo, no one, like, help me get it, help me achieve it, but that's all it was. I can't help it still was happening.
Right.
It still was happening.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You might have helped. It might have happened a little easier, a little earlier, whatever the case may be.
But later, it's still gonna happen.
At the end of the day, it was still happening. So at the end of the day, you really can't say nothing. You really try to show.
Right.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
I would give you some round of applause. Facts, like for real, because that's how I feel sometimes, man. I can relate.
On a business profession, you ain't shit. No, I'm just kidding.
She don't like that. God damn.
JK, just kidding.
That's funny.
Y'all know me. Everybody who knows me knows me. I talk shit. You know you wasn't coming on this fella podcast and think you was gonna get away with your friends. Nah, that's a dub. You better recognize. It don't change up. I don't care if you family, friends. I don't care if you coming with $1 million stat. You gonna get the same treatment every time. I don't know.
That's how I want it. I want it real. That's a, you know what I mean? Don't be acting different.
Easy ass.
Don't be acting different.
I wish I could, but I can't. This is me. You know.
Hey, that's it.
But so here's the thing though, with being in Broadway, with doing it on your own, with having a studio in your house, for all the viewers who are trying to up and come, how is it easy or is it hard being a solo independent artist? Tell us about that for the viewers. For you, on your opinion.
It's incredibly hard. Like it really.
Is there any advice that you would?
He didn't just say it's hard. He said it's incredibly hard.
That's what I would say. It's incredibly hard. I don't think it's easy. It really. Like I have a 9 to 5. Doing this music and this 9 to 5, it really is having 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Like when people have their one job and they might have that. Let's say they have 2 jobs. People that have 2 jobs want the same day off. They don't want. You know what I mean? They want.
Right.
Just imagine that day that you just want to chill. There's no chill. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
And especially with the platform that I use, I don't use no platforms. I just use what you have on your phone, Instagram and whatever like that. So I have to constantly be on it. I don't constantly be on it, but I have to constantly be on it because I have to constantly show my face. Constantly. You know what I mean? So,
no, I definitely agree 100 because even with being a radio host, and doing it on my own and having a platform, and it's been an amazing opportunity, but it is a 24/7 job. I mean, I'm in Florida working, I'm promoting constantly. It doesn't stop. And I work already a job already. And for everybody who knows, I am a full-time mother. So a full-time mother, a full-time radio host, 24/7. I be posting at 2:30 in the morning, like, oh, gotta post. But I don't even care. It's out there. So I definitely understand because people don't understand it is very, very hard. But anything becomes, and nothing comes easy. As an entrepreneur, and you know this, we work our asses off.
Like I just watched the interview earlier today. They were talking about independence first.
Relax.
You know what I mean? The independent is a great route. The independent is a great route. But a label route is very much more relaxed. When somebody else is telling you what to do. But you know what I mean? Like you don't have to wake up in the morning and say, all right, what do I do today? Like you know what I mean? You wake up in the morning and like, this is what you're doing. I gotta go to this. All right, sure, let's go. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's so worth it because at the end of the day, like even sometimes I think all people that do music or anything, not just rap, vocals, I mean musicians, whatever, you have your real high points and like emotion wise when you feel great, and then you have your real lows. And we seem to go through it like a lot, like the roller coaster a lot. Sometimes you do have to sit back and look at like, all right, what has accomplished? You know what I mean? Like sometimes I look at it like, oh damn, I can do this, I can do that, I can get that, I can get this. But then I sit back and like Facebook, I used to hate Facebook. Now I like Facebook because it sends me notifications of what I posted a year ago. A year ago, I
hate Facebook. I deactivated it.
I really don't like Facebook. I just like that part about Facebook because, like I said,
a year memories. I forgot about that.
A year ago, this week, I was in somebody's basement recording on top of their iron board.
Right.
And I totally slipped my mind because I'm so just keep going and going. Right. That like, oh wow, I'm really on a I'm on a podcast. They really give a fuck about what the fuck. They really care about what I got to say, how I'm saying it, how things is going. Okay, that's fucking cool. Shout out everybody that fucking rocked on and everything. I'm sorry that was late. And like, you know what I mean, on my half, but I appreciate that y'all still here. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like shit.
You came on the podcast. Now I'm coming on the record. Now I'm coming on the album. I don't know if I can say that well, even though I got my shit dropping. We're not gonna talk about it right now.
Let's go real quick then.
You got bars? What are bars?
Let's hear bars.
I ain't got no bars. I got spirit.
That's crazy.
So you gotta keep them surprised. I don't want to get too much away.
Right.
We here.
Right. Okay.
Next time.
Right.
Next time.
Let me be like Bonez. It depends on how I feel. I don't feel like singing.
Hey, I understand. Just send me it over there. Send the track over when you feel like it. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out from there.
Back. So, okay, so you have no music dropping out. So go ahead and say for everybody once again what your Instagram is.
Instagram is Y_B_smooth.
regularly spent, boy.
Straight like that. Y_P_smooth. Not smooth, not no B. Smooth with TH.
Smoke.
Not
Smoke.
Like, I'm just saying
Can I
that shit everywhere.
acknowledge something? The fact that you are in New Jersey having water, and I came out to the poolside area with no goddamn water, like a dummy.
Water.
No, dehydrated. That's
Right. Are you thirsty over there?
Girl, let me tell y'all something. I'm about to take that pool water right there and down it.
Ew.
Michael bio for that. Go ahead, do that.
Yes, that's
I'm
COVID
in
water.
the 55 and older community, so I don't know if they.
I'm done, bro.
You know, for all the 55 plus elders out there, I'm not saying y'all wear diapers, but I ain't drinking no pool water with 55 and older. Like, babies for 55, it's not cute.
Close your eyes. You ain't see it. Just close your eyes. Put your hand on the water.
Rough times call for rough measures, extreme
You know what I'm
measures.
saying?
And I might be taking that pool water to go. You just never know with me.
That's a little extra. But go ahead.
You
Find you a
know
cup.
me. Don't play stupid.
I hope you're not drinking pool.
I am still sitting in the sunshine.
When I send you this bottle, you can put that water in the bottle. They send you this bottle, you can pour water in the bottle and take it to go.
Well, if we have like pass whatever the hell word I'm about to say, and I can drink it and send it back, you can.
That's crazy.
Well, I might not even send it back. I might just keep it. You only got a quarter left, so you usually try to have all of it. Don't fall out your chair now. Don't do that, mister. No, but on a serious thing, I am very, as your friend, as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, I am very proud of you, and I'm very proud of the platform you created. I know what you've been through. I know your story. I'm not gonna ask you to talk about it unless you want to, but on a very serious note, I definitely commend you as an up and coming artist, an independent artist, because it's very hard to do what you do. I mean, you've been doing it for a minute. I just started.
Thank you.
So I definitely have to applaud you. I got a phone in one hand and one hand free, so you get a half applause. Sorry. See you later.
I appreciate it. And I pick up what you got going on over here too. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, not even saying too much. I like when the show goes on and the show's too.
Nah, most definitely.
Absolutely. Because I think that. So, pick up y'all about podcast.
I definitely appreciate you coming on the show today. I know it's a short one this time because I'm in Florida, but Bonez, keep doing your thing, keep shining, keep grinding, and I will see you in a week when I get back to Dirty Freaking
All right.
Hey. All right, y'all. One last story out.
You right here.
Girl, I live here. You know what? I'm in Florida right now. Let me have my moment. Stop it. Goodbye. Get off my live feed. Bye, y'all.
Bye. The song didn't come out in any other language. It was like this is what